Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful bag. So I hope you like it, so let's get started. So first I'm going to show you what material we're going to need. So we're going to need a lock like this one. We're going to need 4 metal rings. As you can see, you can open it. For tassel, we're going to need this hook. And then we're going to need a chain. And of course we're gonna need T-shirt yarn. I'm gonna use 2 of these. The T-shirt yarn that I'm using, it's 350 grams and 110 meters. So for the base, I'm gonna leave a link in the description box. I did it in my previous video. And also we're gonna need a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. So we need to bring our yarn to our base. This is where I cut the yarn. We have 2 loops, as you can see. We're gonna insert the hook into the back loop only. Into the back loop. Also taking the next loop. As you can see, we have 2 loops there. We're gonna insert the hook there. We're gonna take these 2 loops. We're gonna bring our yarn. We're gonna chain 1, and this will be our first stitch. We're gonna go into the next stitch, into the back loop only, also taking the next loop, and we're gonna do a single crochet. Again, we're gonna go into the next stitch, into the back loop, taking also the loop from the back, and do a single crochet. Again, we're gonna go into the next stitch, into the back loop, taking also the loop from the behind. We're gonna do a single crochet, and we're gonna keep repeating this until the end of the row. So I come to the end of the row. This is how it looks. We're not gonna close it with a slip stitch. We're gonna go into the first stitch that we did, and we're gonna do a single crochet there. And this is the way that we're gonna close it in every row. Now we're not gonna do a normal single crochet like we always do into these 2 loops. We're gonna insert a hook in between these 2 loops here, like a V stitch, and we're gonna do a single crochet there. We're gonna go into the next stitch in between these 2 loops, and we're gonna do again a single crochet. Again, into the next stitch and do a single crochet. Again, into the next stitch in between these 2 loops and do a single crochet. So this is the way that we're gonna work until we reach the end of the row. At the end of the row, we're gonna insert the hook into the in between these 2 loops. This is the first stitch that we did, and we're gonna do a single crochet. And this is the way that we're gonna close it in every row. So we're gonna continue working like this until we're gonna have 18 rows. So I work my 18 rows. This is how it looks. We're not gonna cut the yarn. We're gonna leave the the bag beside, and we're gonna take the second yarn and we're gonna start making our flap. To start our flap, we're gonna do a slip knot, then we're gonna chain 18 chains. So after you do your 18 chains, now we're gonna turn the work and we're gonna work into these loops here. We're gonna skip the first loop, we're gonna go into the second, we're gonna do one single crochet. We're gonna do one single crochet into the next one, so we have 2 single crochet. We're gonna chain 1, we're gonna skip 1 loop, we're gonna do 1 single crochet into the next 2 loops. Here is this first and the second. We're gonna chain 1, we're gonna skip 1 single crochet into the next 2 loops. Chain 1, skip 1 single crochet into the next 2 loops. Chain 1, skip 1 single crochet into the next 2 loops. Then again we're gonna chain 1, we're gonna skip 1 and we're gonna do 1 single crochet into the next 2 loops. So our row is ready. I'm gonna call it a base row, this one. Now we're gonna start our first row with the puff stitches. Chain 1, turn your work, skip these 2 stitches, go into the previous chain 1 and work 1 single crochet there. Now we're gonna work 1 puff stitch into the stitch here. So to do our puff stitch, we're gonna yarn over, insert the hook into the stitch, grab the yarn, and then you're gonna pull it like this. This is the first time. Yarn over, insert the hook into the same stitch, pull the yarn. This is the second time. Then again yarn over, insert the hook into the same stitch, pull the yarn. We have 3 times. We're gonna yarn over again, then we're gonna pull through all loops and we're gonna chain 1. So our first puff stitch is ready. We're gonna start the second one. Now we're gonna skip these 2 stitches here. We're gonna go into the previous chain 1. We're gonna do 1 single crochet there. We're gonna yarn over, and our next puff you're gonna go back 2 stitches into the space here. You're gonna work our next puff stitch. Insert the hook, bring the yarn. You need to fix the yarn because this is always twisting. So this is the first time. Again, we're gonna yarn over, we're gonna go into the same stitch, bring the yarn. This is the second time. Yarn over again, go into the same stitch, bring the yarn, and this is the third time. After the third time, we're gonna yarn over and we're gonna pull through all loops, then we're gonna chain 1. So this is our second puff stitch. We need to have a total of 6. Now we're gonna skip these 2 stitches. We're gonna go into the previous chain 1 that we did. We're gonna do a single crochet there, then again we're gonna yarn over, we're gonna go back, we're gonna skip back 2 stitches into the chain space here. We're gonna do a puff stitch. So insert the hook there, bring the yarn, pull the loop. Be careful not to twist the yarn. This is the second time. Yarn over again, go into the same stitch, pull the loop, fix the yarn. This is the second time, again, yarn over, insert the hook into the same space, bring the yarn, fix the yarn. So we have 3 times, then we're gonna yarn over, then we're gonna pull through all loops, then we're gonna chain 1. The next puff stitch, we're gonna skip 2 stitches, we're gonna go into the chain space there, we're gonna do 1 single crochet, then we're gonna yarn over, and we're gonna go back 2 stitches into the chain space, as you can see there, and we're gonna work another puff stitch. So you're gonna work this puff stitch and 1 more, and then I'm gonna show you how to do it, the last one. So now we're gonna do our last puff stitch. We're gonna insert the hook into the last stitch. We're gonna do 1 single crochet there, then we're gonna go back 2 stitches into the third, into the space there. We're gonna work the last puff stitch into the same way like I showed you before. Yarn over, go into the space, bring the loop. This is the first time. Yarn over again, go into the same space, and bring the loop. This is the second time. Yarn over, go into the same space, bring the loop. Just be careful not to twist it. So after you do it 3rd time, you're gonna yarn over, and we're gonna pull it through all loops. And then we're gonna chain 1, and our first row with puff stitches is ready. We need to have 6 puff stitches. So we're gonna start row number 2 with puff stitches. We're gonna chain 1, we're gonna turn the work. We're gonna do a single crochet in between these 2 puff stitches here. Then our first puff will be into this loop here. Yarn over, go into the loop that I showed you, bring the yarn. So this is the first time. Yarn over again, go into the same loop, bring the yarn. This is the second time. Yarn over, go into the same loop, bring the yarn. So this is the 3rd time. Now you're gonna yarn over, and we're gonna pull through all loops, then we're gonna chain 1. So this is how it looks. This is the front side and this is the back side. Now we're gonna start the next puff. We're gonna go in between these 2 puff stitches. We're gonna do 1 single crochet, then we're gonna go back in between these 2 first puff stitches and we're gonna do there another puff. We're gonna yarn over, insert the hook into the space there, bring the yarn, again yarn over, insert the hook into the into the space, bring the yarn. We need to fix the yarn again. This is the second time. We're gonna yarn over again, insert the hook into the space, bring the yarn, and this is the third time. Always we need to fix our yarn because it's always twisting. So this is the third time. Yarn over and pull through all loops, then you're gonna chain 1. Now we're gonna go into the next, in between the next 2 puff stitches, we're gonna do 1 single crochet, then we're gonna go back in between these 2 into the space there, we're gonna do another puff stitch, yarn over, go into the space, bring the yarn, pull the loop. This is the first time. Yarn over again, go into the same, bring the yarn. This is the second one, yarn over, insert the hook into the same space, bring the yarn. This is the third time. Now that you have 3 times, you're gonna yarn over and you're gonna pull through all loops, then you're gonna chain 1. We're gonna go in between the next 2 puff stitches and we're gonna do 1 single crochet, now we're gonna yarn over, we're gonna go in between the last 2 puff stitches into the space there, we're gonna do 1, we're gonna pull the loop. This is the first one, yarn over, go into the same space, insert the hook, bring the loop, the yarn, this is the second time. Again, we're gonna yarn over, go into the same space, bring the loop, now we have 3 times. We're gonna yarn over, we're gonna pull through all loops, then we're gonna chain 1. Now we're gonna go in between the next 2 puff stitches and do 1 single crochet, now we're gonna yarn over, we're gonna go in between the last 2 puff stitches and we're gonna do 1 puff there. So this is the first time. Again, we're gonna arrange our yarn over, go into the same space, bring the yarn. This is the second time, yarn over again, go into the same space, bring the yarn. So this is the third time, we're gonna yarn over again. We're gonna pull through all loops, then we're gonna chain one. For our last puff stitch, we're gonna go into the last stitch, as you can see here, and we're gonna do there one single crochet. Our next puff stitch will be here in between these two last puff stitches. We're gonna yarn over, insert a hook into the space here, bring the loop, yarn over again, insert a hook into the same space, bring the loop, yarn over again, insert the hook into the same space, bring the loop. So this is the third time. Yarn over, pull through all loops, then you're gonna chain one. So our second row is ready. This is how it looks into the front side. You're gonna repeat row number 2 for 5 more times. So I did it for 5 more times, a total of 7 rows. Now we're gonna chain one. This chain one doesn't count as a stitch. Into the same stitch we're gonna work 2 single crochet. Here is 1 and 2. We're gonna work in between these 2 puff stitches 2 single crochet, but you're gonna insert a hook there and you're gonna pull it a little more than normal, and you're gonna do a single crochet. You're gonna do one more into the same way, insert a hook, pull the yarn a little more and do a single crochet. And we're gonna go into the next loop and we were gonna work 2 single crochet there, 1 and 2, and between the next 2 puff stitches we're gonna work 2 single crochet, but grabbing the loop a little more like this, 1 and the second one into the same way. Two single crochet into the next loop, 1 and 2, again 2 single crochet in between these 2 puff stitches, then 2 single crochet into this loop, into the next stitch you're gonna do 2 single crochet there, into the next stitch you're gonna work 2 single crochet, Now we're going to work in between these two puff stitches, also working 2 single crochet. You're going to do into the next 2 single crochet, into the next puff stitch, 2 single crochet, then again 2 single crochet, into the next puff stitch, 2 single crochet, into the next one, into the last, you're going to work 2 single crochet. Again, we're going to work 2 single crochet in between these two puff stitches like we did on the other side, and on the next one again 2 single crochet. Now we're going to work our last part. We're going to try to find a stitch here, and we're going to do there 2 single crochet. As you can see on this side you have single crochet, so you're going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch. So now that we reach the end, this is how it looks. Now we're going to pull the yarn and we're going to cut it. We're going to skip the first stitch, we're going to go into the second from the back, and we're going to insert the hook there into the back loop only, and we're going to bring the yarn. Then we're going to go back 1 stitch into the back loop, and we're going to bring the yarn again over the stitch, and this is how we close it. Then we're going to try to hide the thread. So our flap is ready, and this is how it looks. So we're gonna take our bag, we're gonna take 2 metal rings. With the finger you're gonna fold it like this, then you're gonna take a small metal ring into the second row. You're gonna insert it there as you can see in the video, and we're gonna close it, and this is how it's gonna look. Also on the other side you're gonna do the same thing. you're gonna fold it with your finger, then you're gonna take the metal ring and you're gonna close it. So now we're gonna bring our flap and you're gonna choose which part you want to be up and down. I will do it with this part, with the front. This is the front side over the bag. And now we're gonna close it. This is the front side. We're gonna close it with slip stitches. You're gonna insert the hook into the stitch, also into the bag, into the stitch there. Bring the yarn and do a slip stitch. So you're gonna do one slip stitch in every stitch from the flap and also from the bag. So this is how it looks so far. I'm gonna do one more slip stitch. Now you're gonna take out your metal rings. You're gonna continue making slip stitches in every stage until you reach also the next metal ring, where you're gonna do the same like here. You're gonna take it out and you're gonna work slip stitches. So I work slip stitches all over the bag until I reach the flap. Turn the work like this and we're gonna work one slip stitch in every stitch over the flap until the end, until you reach the other side.